Would you give me 1 minute?
That's not how it is.
Well, I'm gonna have to get something.
Can you even imagine your mother's killer standing in front of you? Is it possible to control the anger at that moment? Exactly that happened to Jamie's son, who couldn't control himself after seeing his mother's killer in the courtroom.
Terry! 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 Terry!
Watch the video till the end. We are going to present many more heartbreaking cases in this exclusive courtroom showdown. In this episode, you will see the shocking moments when killers got attacked by the victim's family.
Police say 50-year-old Jamie Thomas Flowers was killed inside her home in Muskegon Heights after a fight with her husband over cigarettes.
You won't believe that a husband killed his wife at home for a cigarette. 46-year-old Vashon Flowers killed his wife, Jamie Flowers, on May 19, 2019 in Michigan.
Well, Vashon Flowers told police that after the shooting, he actually came here to the Muskegon Heights Police Department.
According to the report, they agreed to quit cigarettes earlier. After that, when Flowers got home with cigarettes, an argument started. That fighting continued for several hours. Then, Vashon Flowers assaulted his wife, Jamie, pulling her off a bed by his ankle. Police came and separated them. Flowers left the house with his belongings for that time. A few hours later, he got back home, kicked the door, entered the house, and shot his wife, Jamie, 4 times. Vashon Flower was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his wife. Jamie's daughter, Paris, described that horrible incident in the court as a witness.
He got down on the ground and started choking my mother. Actually, I heard, "You don't have to do this, Vashon. Please don't do this. You don't have to do this."
That she could heal him and fix him. But unfortunately, her unconditional love, her undying loyalty, it cost her her life.
She heard her mother repeatedly request Flowers not to do that. "Please don't do this." Then she heard the gunshots. On a hearing, Jamie's son, 21-year-old London Jones, was seated in the gallery with his siblings. Suddenly, he jumped over the security barricade toward his mother's killer to take his revenge. Security officers resisted him within no time and took him outside the court. Vashon Flower had to confront his son for his worst deed, whereas the killer, Clark, got punched in his face by the brother of victim Robertson in court.
The victim in this case having been shot multiple times by Mr. Flowers. At least one of those appears to be a point-blank, close contact injury.
And the judge ordered that Flowers be held without bond in the Muskegon County Jail until his next court date, which is June 3rd. In Muskegon Heights, John Mills, 13 on your side.
On July 4th, 2022, 33-year-old Jeffrey Clark killed Robertson in Fraser, Michigan. He chased him and shot him in the parking lot of an apartment complex.
You stripped them from the waist down. You folded them in half, binding them so that their feet were up by their ears. You wrapped them in multiple layers of trash bags, and you discarded them.
24-year-old Jeray Robertson begged for his life to Clark, but he didn't listen. The reporter said that the murder was pre-planned. A doorbell camera captured the shooting moments. Clark had an ankle tether with him that recorded the entire murder scene at that place. Clark's girlfriend was with him during the incident. Clark warned her not to tell anything to the police, otherwise he would kill her.
Accordingly, the sentence of death is imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison, on counts 1, 4, and 7.
On a hearing, when the recorded scene was replayed on a monitor in the courtroom,
video of the shooting played in court, too graphic for us to show here.
Seeing Robertson's plead for his life, his twin brother Jerry Robertson darted towards Clark and punched him in his face. You won't believe it, but Clark's father started an argument with Jerry for punching his killer son. Courtroom security officers handled the situation efficiently. Jeffrey Clark was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without possibility of parole.
Of which the defendant was convicted, outweigh the mitigating factors by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Accordingly, the sentence of death is imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison, on counts 1, 4, and 7.
Be prepared to witness the most heinous murder for which the victim's father assaulted the killer, Michael Madison, in court. 39-year-old Michael Madison tortured and murdered 3 girls at a time at his house in Ohio in 2023. Michael kidnapped Angela Deskins, Sherelle DeTerry, and Shatisha Sheely. Later, he murdered them and hid their bodies near his home, wrapping them in plastic bags. Police found decomposed human body parts and fluid in different places of his house.
Something like this is very upsetting, not only for me, but for my children and grandchildren.
The prosecutor said the murder was premeditated. It was executed in the same way, at the same place, within a short period. He tried to dispose of their bodies to destroy his involvement in the murder. Before that, he folded and tied the bodies in half with duct tape. When Van Terry, father of the one victim, addressed Madison before sentencing in the courtroom, he said, "In our heart, forgive this clown who's touched our families, taken my child." Immediately after that, he looked straight at Madison. He was also staring at him sitting on his chair, swinging back and forth. At that moment, what would you have done? Could you have controlled yourself? Like that, Van Terry couldn't control himself either. He attacked Madison by throwing himself towards Madison. Security officials parted them and took Van Terry out of the courtroom. Michael Madison received the death penalty. Hearing this, the victims' families hugged each other and cried together, but those were tears of joy.
The murder suspect meticulously planned how he would kill his ex-girlfriend and then confess to police.
You will be stunned to see this killer, Dale Williams, who murdered a lady that was his ex-girlfriend. In June 2017, 62-year-old Dale Williams chased his ex-girlfriend, Elizabeth Pledger Stewart's car.
The Nuclear Marshal's Office handled the case until July 4th of 1999. On that day, Dale's truck was found near where the Dolores and Uncompahgre River meet, and from there, it went to the Montrose County Sheriff's Office,
which ended in a crash. Then he shot her and murdered 46-year-old Elizabeth.
In fact, a lot of people who were driving down to the courthouse to start work that day had seen some of it.
Before the victim statement was read out, Elizabeth's two sons, Anthony Dees and Jerome Stewart, took justice into their own hands. They attacked their mother's killer, Williams, and pulled him down on the floor. Anthony caught his feet and Jerome tried to hit Williams's head. They punched and kicked him. They couldn't be stopped before Jerome got shot by the police's taser gun.
Williams was taken out of the courtroom and his sentencing was postponed.
Police rescued Williams safely and took him out of the courtroom. Two brothers were charged for assaulting in the courtroom and creating obstructions of justice. 1 week later, Dale Williams received a verdict for 23 years to life in prison sentence. Is it possible to stay cool as a grieving father after facing his son's murderer? No way. That happened in the Lindy Jones case. In August 2019, 19-year-old Lindy Jones shot and killed a teenage boy, Willie Fields Jr. In South Carolina, Lindy Jones's minor brother Jay Lynn assisted him in the killing of 18-year-old Fields Jr. During sentencing, the victim's mother expressed her feelings emotionally.
Just what they took from me. They took away my only child.
But the frustrated father, Willie Fields Sr., lost his patience. He attacked his son's killer in the courtroom. He was standing beside the mother of the victim.
They took away my only child.
When she said that they took my only child away from me, she fell into crying. She repeated that they took my only child away from me. Right then, the father, Fields Sr., jumped over and reached near his son's killer. He straight knocked a punch at his face and got him on the floor. Jones tried to hit him back, but deputies managed the situation quickly.
Our judges need to do their jobs on these cases. Stop making excuses. Shame on some of these judges who continue to allow violent criminals back on the streets. Our criminal justice system needs a complete overhaul.
Lindy Jones was sentenced to 35 years imprisonment, and his brother, Jay Lynn, received 6 years in a juvenile facility for the murder of Willie Fields Jr. It's so painful to believe that a father killed his baby. Yes, that happened in the Quinn Bowes case. 23-year-old Quinn Bowes killed his 11-week-old toddler Park at their home in Indiana.
County father learns his fate in connection with the death of his son. A judge has sentenced Quinn Bowes to 19 years in prison and 6 years probation. This news just coming down. Bowes.
In May 2018, Quinn Bowes was accused of killing his son. Eventually, he was arrested. Initially, he said that the baby died from breathing difficulty after falling from his bed. Then, after investigation, it found that he died with blunt force head trauma. Jeremiah Hartley, the uncle of the baby and the brother of the killer, Quinn, attacked him when he was leaving the courtroom. He punched Quinn for several times unexpectedly. He was immediately arrested and sentenced to 179 days in jail. Quinn Bowes was sentenced to 25 years in prison for murdering his infant son. It's heartbreaking to witness these furious moments of life. A murder not only killed the victim, but it also killed a family. How can a person become so emotionless as to take others' lives?